Hey, what's up, everybody? So Fat Joe is so angry that Black Americans prove that Puerto Ricans are not part of the hip hop creation that he decided it was a good idea not to come up with facts but to call black people racist just because he was not invited to the party. Fat Joe since several months have gone through a back and forth with people on his social media, podcasts, and interviews where he insists that Latinos, specifically Puerto Ricans, were part of the hip-hop creation. In fact, he says it was 50-50 just because they lived in the Bronx along with black people.
You know, I tell you, I never really on Twitter, but I go on there to see, they always hating on me. They said, they've been like lately talking about Latinos, wasn't it rap and this and this. These guys fucking delusion. We're from the Bronx, New York, shit happens. And so when hip hop started, it's Latino and black, half and half. But they going at me because I'm like the only Spanish dude, like really with a big voice. Fuck that, and Latinos wasn't there, you was invited, you are a specimen. I don't know what the f up with these people that don't know their facts.
Fat Joe's quote-unquote facts is that Latinos were living in the Bronx along with black people.
What the f he talk about Latinos? This Latina, I gotta sit them down. Maybe they don't know. You know, it's a fact what I'm saying. Like a fact. Though this is hip hop's 50 years old. Okay, it's turning 50 years old. It was black and Latino. What the hell on earth you want me to tell you? So now a lot of these people that are on Twitter and stuff like that, no disrespect, because I don't like to alienate nobody, but they're from different places that ain't New York and the Bronx where it was created. There was no social media, there was nothing. The first hip hop photographer is Joe Conzo, a Puerto Rican brother who we would not have any documentary you ever seen, Supreme Team, this. You would not have no footage if it wasn't for Joe Conzo. You have to know he's the first hip hop photographer, right? And so we have these beautiful images of day one. When you look at the pictures, it's black and Latino. I'm not making this up.
So this is Fat Joe's logic. Because Latinos were in the Bronx along with black people at the time of the creation of hip-hop, it means that Latinos were involved when hip-hop was being created.
Huh?
What sense does that make? That's like me, let's say I invented a new category of music, and now people in my neighborhood are saying that they created a new music with me because they live among me and are enjoying the music. And to his point talking about Joe Conzo, Joe Conzo is a photographer of Puerto Rican descent who was born in the Bronx. He captured images in the South Bronx between 1976 and 1984 about street scenes back then. And what was going on back then in the Bronx? Hip-hop was being born, so he just captured what was going on at that time. So now because he took some pictures of the rappers back then and he was of Puerto Rican descent, does that mean that Puerto Ricans created hip-hop? No, he just took some pictures. Don't get me wrong, he took beautiful pictures, but that's it. That's what he was, a photographer. And Fat Joe wants to describe it like he was a rapper himself. But with Fat Joe's, you just have to say it's a fact.
It's a fact what I'm saying, like a fact.
In a really confident voice, and that makes your statement true. And now, because he is being hit left and right with real facts, proving that Puerto Ricans weren't involved in the creation of hip-hop, he has labeled a whole race of people as racist.
These rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that, okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them. Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the these broke niggas. I'm just keeping it a buck. And then everybody on Twitter, you see this run them? Like, you know, your leader? No, man, you gotta be kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop, this, that, yo, bro.
So Black people from America, or FBAs, Foundational Black Americans, are racist and broke because they are fighting for what belongs to them. He is mad at Tariq Nasheed for proving in his documentary Microphone Check that Black Americans, or FBAs, created hip-hop. Tariq Nasheed came with facts and fatjoe only came with,
well, Puerto Ricans were in the Bronx at that time, so we for sure were part of the history.
And for the people who don't know who Tariq Nasheed is, he is a film producer best known for his Hidden Colors film series and for being an advocate for Black people's rights. You know what I find more interesting is that Joe is calling FBAs racist and broke. And in case you don't know what FBA is, or Foundational Black Americans, are the descendants of Black people who survived American slavery. So Fat Joe is calling them racist, but other people are saying that Fat Joe is the one who is racist.
I heard him and Macho say stories where now is demeaning and being real racist to Black people. Him and
Wait,
Macho.
what you mean?
The two white guys at the crew is him and Macho.
Okay, but I know, but what is the story though?
Macho was he hung out with the Jewish guys, so he was really demeaning when it came to Black people. And Joe would join that conversation,
But what is the story though? Can you share the story?
I'm not telling you the story. I'll let them tell the story. They're never gonna say it, but it was real demeaning, racial. But that's within, the camp of the Spanish guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think everybody does it. Black people do it. White people do it when they're amongst their own. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't want to even say they are, they aren't. But I know my beliefs. I know Punch believe. I know Saces believe. When we came in, it's full of clips. I know the sick ones believe. We came in as we all is together. Now, if it was a minority of them being racist in the back of their mind and saying racist, yes, Joe and Macho. The terrorist squad used to say a lot of shit that was racist,
So this person is Cuban Link. He's one of the original members of Terror Squad. That's the hip-hop group that Fat Joe was part of. So this guy, Cuban Link, was really close to Fat Joe.
He said at the start of this, like, a lot of people thought that I was Spanish. So, he would be on the movement of, us Latinos gotta make it. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. And I'm listening like, wow. Because at the time, it was a lot of brothers doing the music, and he was coming in throughout, digging in the crates and all these other brothers that was putting him on. So I guess he felt like, damn, it's time for us to take over. So I would listen to that and I would take heed to okay, it's kind of like a little racist, but it is what it is.
So this guy right here, this guy's name is Smooth the Engineer, and he was an aspiring rapper but never really get to make it, and that's why he was hanging around Fat Joe and the Terror Squad crew. So these two people are calling Fat Joe racist, but he had the nerve to call Black American racist for not agreeing with him. Fat Joe is just a leashing out of Black people and their culture and making a fortune out of it, but internally not liking Black people, who are the ones putting food in your plate because of hip-hop, but at the same time pandering to Black people.
All the music is African. Brazilian music,
all of it.
Dominican music, Spanish drums, all the music is African music. So, you getting on the Afro beat now. I've been in Africa. They've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It ain't new. All the music is African. You know what I'm saying? But you right. You know what I'm saying? Even in Puerto Rico, when you go to Caribbean, let's speak about Latinos not being Black. Latinos are Black. Mm-hmm. In Cuba at one time, there was 8 million Cubans. 5 million, unfortunately, were slaves. 3 million were actual Cubans. And they integrated and had babies. Same thing with Puerto Rico when you go to Loíza. And when you talk about Santeria, that came from the motherland, Africa. Sometimes Latinos might even identify themselves with African and Black culture more than Black people. This ain't no crazy thing. Fat Joe ain't on crack. You know what he talking about.
So, Latinos are black, but you don't like black Americans? Okay, I will say this. I know why Joe is saying Latinos are black in the past video, because he identified himself as a Latino, and he is part of hip-hop, which was created by black people. So by he is saying that Latinos are black, he is saying I am black, so I can say the N-word and be part of hip-hop, so don't judge me. But the truth is not all people who identify as Latino are black. There are white Latinos, mixed Latinos, and black Latinos. You got Amara La Negra, J-Lo, Daddy Yankee, Sammy Sosa, Sofia Vergara, Selena Gomez. All those people identify themselves as Latinos. But as you can see, they are all different. So no, not all Latinos are black. What he's right about is that Latin music has its roots in Africa. And the reason I say that Fat Joe is pandering to black people is because he's saying that Latinos are black, but he himself identifies as white. This is from when he was in prison, and as you can see, race white. And these are his parents. They don't look black to me. But you know who I blame for all this? I blame black people from New York, allowing this man to say whatever come out of his mouth and saying the N-word left and right without being checked. Their excuse is, well, in New York we are all mixed up in the same neighborhood. But then when situations like this happen where things go a little bit too far, then everybody is mad about it. I'll let Tariq Nasheed say it better.
Massive delineation movement. Just Fat Joe sitting up there, a white Latino, using the N-word over and over again. And he's in a room full of Caribbeans. Our brother Matt Hoffa, he's Caribbean. From what I understand, many of the other gentlemen in the room were Caribbean, and a lot of people felt a certain way about that too. They felt like, okay, these guys are kind of cock-con and kikiing when this white Latino is talking greasy in a room full of Caribbeans, which is what a lot of people from our lineage has been saying. There's a lot of little secret vitriol there. You understand? And the backlash got so bad, our brother Matt Hoffa had to take that video down. He had to take it down. Yeah, the backlash, I don't think Fat Joe was expecting that. I don't think Joe was expecting that. Yeah, there's no small group of anything. There's 43 million foundational black Americans, and they kind of feel a certain way about the actions of a white Latino who's running around here trying to pull rank among black people. After you've been eating on foundational black American culture for this long. This is why they keep trying to crowbar this thing where they created hip-hop 50-50 so they can't look like they're leeching off of foundational black American culture. And again, they're still upset over the film Microphone Check. The movie Microphone Check shut down a lot of those lies. The movie Microphone Check cleared up a lot of lies and rumors, and they cannot sit here and try to use the, well, you, Tariq, y'all ain't from New York. It's a New York thing. You say if you ain't from New York, you can't speak on it. We got a film full of New Yorkers, particularly people from the Bronx, particularly the people who were the pioneers, who were there at the beginning, who told the truth about the beginning of hip-hop, and it was not 50-50.
So right here, Brother Tariq is talking about the interview where Fat Joe is calling black people racist and broke, and how the people who were interviewing him didn't check him for making such disrespectful statements. Everybody is seeing Fat Joe for what he is, a leash. Hate it or love it, hip-hop is one of the biggest genres in the world. So of course everybody wants to be part of it, but you cannot do it by lying and taking credit for something that is not yours. Let me know in the comments, do you think Fat Joe was disrespectful by what he said about black people? Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next one.
Subscribe to my mommy's YouTube channel. Pretty please!